The answer to how do you break an old habit? Develop a new habit to take its place. Research shows that it takes 21 days to break a habit, 21 days to transform the way you're used to reacting in a given situation. For instance, you may go from, I have to have my morning cup of coffee because it's the only thing that gets me going in the morning, to a little fresh air, perhaps a few gentle stretches, and I'm ready to tackle this day like I'm not guaranteed to get another. Breaking a habit is really more about altering your mindset than it is about changing your actions, because actions follow thoughts. When thoughts change, actions change. It's not that it need take 21 days for this transformation to occur, for your mind would change in an instant if you would just believe it could be so. It's that it needn't take more than 21 days to transform your way of thinking about any specific thing. But what we're talking about here in this material goes far beyond simply changing how we act. What is being proposed is something much more affecting. Why settle for just stemming an unwanted obsession in 21 days when you can change one whole area of your life experience within that same time frame? Not to imply that giving up smoking, for example, doesn't qualify as something that would dramatically change your life experience, but the information provided in this material deals more directly with manifesting the experiences you envision in your dreams. It's the difference between merely breaking the cycle of smoking and bringing a sense of an active and healthy livelihood to all of your life experiences. Change your life in 21 days. Go from an experience of poverty to an experience of richness, an experience of self-doubt to an experience of self-confidence, an experience of limitation to an experience of freedom. We're talking about changing the very nature of your life experience, not merely changing your customary reaction when faced with certain situations. Think bigger than I'm going to stop reaching for cake when I feel depressed. This is not about simply making your response to life's triggers more constructive. It is about using those triggers as lessons on how to create a better life for yourself. Those triggers, which prompt those destructive habits you would like to be rid of, are highlighting for you the areas of your life experience where you could be doing so much better for yourself. So you tend to eat cake when you feel a little depressed. Okay, so let's live in an experience that's free of depression. That would not only take care of your cake problem, but enliven every other area of your life. Take a moment now to pick one piece of your life experience that you are dissatisfied with and learn how you can turn it around in just 3 weeks. This is a 21-day process that holds a promise which is only as good as your willingness to persistently follow through with the information about to be given to you. Before we go over the steps of this process, it would benefit you to have some background understanding of the principles that make this process work. Let us begin. Let's start by explaining what you won't be presented with in this book. Nothing in this book is intended to try to convince you of anything. There will be no effort to try to convince you that you're special, even though you are. There will be no effort to try to convince you that you are rich, even while this may indeed be a truth which is just waiting to be realized by you. There will be no arguments, period, made in this book, just offerings of consideration. You will merely be asked to consider a different way of understanding reality than what you might be used to. And out of this consideration, you will be in a position to convince yourself of the truth of whatever experience you would like to have in life. Say, for instance, you would like to know what it is to be confident in life. The process and considerations soon offered are designed to help you create the favorable mental conditions which will allow you to prove to yourself that you already have whatever it is you're asking for. How and why is this effective? Because when you have a number of experiences which demonstrate a particular idea about yourself or about life in general, it's very natural to become convinced that this idea is true, whether it actually is or not. For example, if you grew up being constantly told how stupid you were, and you had the seemingly confirming experience of having to struggle in school, you may have very well been inclined to believe such drivel about yourself. But what if you could immerse yourself in a pool of experiences which actually contradict this undesirable self-image? It stands to reason that these new experiences would work to prove to you that you have the potential to own a different truth for yourself. Throughout this book, you will be asked to hold various ideas up for consideration. Not take them on as wholesale facts, but just consider them. You don't have to accept these ideas as truthful yet, if you don't want to. What does this mean exactly?
To keep listening to this audiobook, I've left you a link in the description so you can do it, at no cost thanks to Audible's 30-day free trial.